everyone, this is Minty Foxu and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a very delayed, late questions and answers video. I've been meaning to take this video for a long time, but I just had so much going on since I've been in New England, since I've been having to see doctors and stuff, and I haven't been feeling well for like 90% of the time I've been here. So the most I've been really doing is photos. But anyway, let's get to the questions. I asked you guys on Instagram, hey, I'm going to do a question and answer video. Please comment below what questions you would like me to answer, and I will answer them. So here are some of the ones I got. So the first one is from Dark Shade, and I know you've been following me for a long time. You gave me a few questions, but your first one was, how did you and Blushy Bun become friends? So, in regards to Blushy Bun, I've known her not that long, but probably about maybe like 2 years-ish. And I met her because my brother was her co-worker, and then he became friends with her, and then she came over, and then I met her. And so basically friends through friends, you can say, is how I met her. And yeah, now we like live together. We're best friends. It's funny how stuff works. Next question. Do you prefer noodles or rice? Fried rice all day long. I love fried rice. Favorite flower? Calla lily. Favorite person? I don't think I have a favorite person. Favorite anime? My favorite anime would be Clannad, and my favorite classic old anime is Rurouni Kenshin. Favorite cosplay? I don't have a favorite one that I've done. Maybe my Rize one. That one came out pretty nice. But favorite cosplay that I want to do? Any Final Fantasy fans out there? I've been wanting to cosplay Yuna from 10-2 forever. Like, I wanted to cosplay her songstress outfit. I wanted to cosplay her gunner outfit. I loved Yuna. She was always my favorite character of mine. So I've been wanting to cosplay her for years. And I think I'm going to get around to it soon. Maybe Kawaii-Con if I have extra time. I don't know if I will. But I try to cosplay 3 days in a row. 3 different cosplays. I don't think I'll be able to do it this year, but I'll try. Favorite celebrity cosplay? Yoka from the band Diora. I don't know how many times I've said it, but yeah, he's my crush. I have a question from Incredible Art, and they say, any ghost stories, anything supernatural? Yes, there are ghost stories and something supernatural, but I'm gonna save that for another video, probably one of the next few videos I post, because it's a long story. I want to make a whole video out of it, so I'm not going to tell you the story in here. Sorry, but yes. Next question is from Zuraku1, and he says, what is your favorite thing you like to do for Halloween, or your favorite part of Halloween? My favorite thing about Halloween, like the reason I love it so much, is mostly the atmosphere, because the atmosphere, like the crispness in the air, and when it's fall, obviously in Hawaii you don't really get that. That's why Halloween's so sad around that time. But also just like, I love dark things. I love like having crows and skulls and all that stuff and spider webs. If I could, I would decorate my room like that all the fucking time. But it costs a lot of money to decorate like that. So eventually I'll decorate my room like that. There's that aspect of it that is just like me. And then I also like, because it's a tradition I used to do with old friends and stuff, we would go to like places where like they try to scare you, like Trail of Terror and things like that, haunted houses. I don't know, like I always used to be really wimpy and scared and I hated it, but in the end I ended up loving it because it makes you feel like it's Halloween. I like finding pumpkins and carving them and all that junk, and I really wish I could still trick or treat, honestly. If I could, I would. Next question is from Ricky Was Taken. And they say, do you dye your eyebrows or is it some temporary stuff? Right now you can see like my eyebrows are normal, like brown, like my normal hair color. What I do is when I'm doing like a whole makeup look and I want to look cohesive and them to match my hair, I use blue eyeshadow, and I just get like an eyebrow brush or like an eyeliner brush, and then I'll just fill them in with eyeshadow. Other questions they asked was, how did you get into cosplay and photos? Cosplay I've been doing for a few years. I actually started, I think the first time I cosplayed was 2007 or 2008, and I was just like amateur cosplay for fun. I wasn't like taking it seriously. I think my first cosplay was like Kikyo from Inuyasha or something like that, and I had like, ironically, I had fox ears on because I always loved being a fox. I started taking it seriously about last year-ish, and that's because like it got to the point like I couldn't hold a job because of my illness, and I just needed something, an outlet to do. And originally it was just for fun, like Instagram, it was just for fun. Then it ended up becoming more like my job, because then I realized they like my cosplays, they want to buy my stuff. I'm like, okay. That's how I got into the photography part of it, because originally I was just like selfies and stuff, and then people were interested in actually buying content. And so, yeah, I opened a Patreon page, and that's how I make money now. And then, is tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I don't know. Normally people say vegetable, but you would think fruit, right? I don't know. But all I know is watermelon is a berry. Is cereal a soup? I would say yes. It's a cold soup. It's a cold soup. That's what I think. Pineapple on pizza? No. Ew, gross. I hate that people in Hawaii even like that. One of my roommates, they like that. And I'm just like, why? But they grew up on it, so that's why. I am amateur mate asks, will you go to Candy Mountain with me? And I said, yes. I will go to Candy Mountain with you if I can keep the candy. Don't take my kidney. Oh, Caesar Skittles asks, who do you main in League? Okay, so I don't really play League because when I did try, I failed horribly, and it's a really hard game to like get into if you're new like I was. But when I do play, or when I did play, it was Jinx or Ari. Not that I don't like the game, it's just I suck at it. And the sad part is I'm cosplaying from League at QuietCon, and I'm not even like a hardcore player. It's kind of embarrassing. Festival Chemical Band Trash 666 says, what was your first alternative band? Alternative I'll take as metal, right? I'll just say we mean metal here because I don't really remember generally alternative. But I got into metal when I was about maybe 6 or 7. And my first band that I really loved was System of a Down, and to this day I love that band still, but it was my favorite band for the longest time. Dylan Tanner 47 asks, what is the purpose of life? And there's not one real answer to that, I would say, but in my opinion, the purpose of life is to live your life the best as you can, and then when you're done with it, whatever you chose to do with your life, when your life is over, then you go back to the earth and you get recycled. By recycle, I'm not saying like you're going to a recycling plant, but I mean like, it's just like when an animal dies, their body goes back to the earth to nourish the soil so more birth can be created on the planet, basically. I believe you go back to the earth. So yeah, it's kind of hard if you're like in a coffin though, because you can't really decompose. When I die, I want to be a tree. I said I want my remains to help grow a tree. So I plan to go back to the earth. Travesty says, what are your 3 sizes? And when I first read this, I was like, what do you mean 3 sizes? And I had to sit there for a while and think about it. And then I realized like, oh, you mean like my chest, my waist, and my hips. That's like the main 3 sizes you need when you're like ordering clothes or something. It's a weird question, but I will answer it. I don't think it's that bad for you to know. So, my chest is 32 double D. My waist is about 24 to 25. And then my hips are 36. 32 double D, 24, 36. Maggie Pixie asks, do you want or have any tattoos? I've wanted tattoos for so long, but I will tell you something. I have a condition called eczema, and mine is genetic eczema, so it's not like aggravated like other people's eczema is. Like other people's eczema can be aggravated by like perfumes or lotions or like touching something. Mine, it just happens because my body's just naturally prone to it. So basically, I have weak skin. My skin cracks all the time. My skin bleeds randomly. You wouldn't tell from my face because it's like the only place I don't have it is on my face. But like on my legs and my hands and my arms, it's actually quite painful. Because of that, I never got a tattoo yet because I was like, fuck. Like, I already have sensitive, painful skin, and them taking a needle to it is gonna be kind of... But, I do plan on getting a tattoo. I'm just gonna put it somewhere it can't affect me. Like, that I don't have eczema. So, I want to get a little bat, like, over here near my, what's it called? Kind of near my belly button / side / hip area. I used to want a crescent moon, like, right on my forehead. Like fucking Sailor Moon. But I'm not gonna do that, because, like, anything on your face, you just shouldn't, you shouldn't tattoo on your face, because you're probably gonna regret it when you get older. I really wanted, like, angel or demon wings on my back. I wanted like 1/2 angel wing, 1/2 demon wing. Oh, it's so original, not really. And then I was thinking, my dog that passed away a few years ago, it would be great if I had him as a tattoo somewhere on my body. When did you start cosplaying? Like I said, when I first started, it was about 2007, 2008. Gur33 Monsta says, what dyes and bleach do you use for your hair? I can't find any permanent bright colors aside from purple, it seems. So when you want to know about dyeing and bleaching your hair, there's a few really important things you want to know. Bleaching is super, super important. If you don't bleach your hair to the right, you don't lift it light enough, if you don't get it blonde enough, if you don't get it white enough, depending on the color you're trying to go, the color's not going to come out properly. And so some people will think it's the dye. There's something wrong with the dye because they bleach their hair not enough. They bleach it to like this orangey color because they don't want to over bleach their hair. They don't want to damage it. And then they put dye in it. And then they're like, oh, the dye isn't holding. There's something wrong with the dye. And it's not the dye. It's not the dye. Basically, think of it like this. When you're bleaching your hair, you're trying to take the pigment out so that when you dye it, you can put pigment back in. So if you only bleach it to like orangey colored, it's not taking all the pigment out. Especially like a lot of people like pastels lately. If you're trying to get a pastel color hair, if you're trying to get like lavender or pastel pink or something, it's not gonna work. And I'm not saying like to this person who asked me the question, I'm not saying you don't know because I really don't know what you know, but I'm just telling you what I know. You need to bleach your hair for light colors, especially if you want your hair like silver, for example, or lavender, you need to bleach your hair like white. And to do that, you got to use volume 40 or volume 30 developer. What I do is I buy, I think it's called Quick Blue bleach, and you buy developer to go with it. If I want to only lift my hair a little bit, let's say my hair is pink, right? Let's say it's pink. And I want to bleach it blonde. I'm not going to use the strongest developer there is because pink isn't that dark of a color to get out. It's not like black. If your hair is black, you're going to want to use like a volume 40 developer. If your hair is blonde or lighter, then you're going to use like a volume 20 developer. And so bleaching is really important. Make sure your hair is bleached enough. And of course, there is a risk that you might damage your hair if you don't know what you're doing. Please do your research before you bleach your hair because everyone's hair is different. Mine is pretty strong. Mine puts up with my shit because I've been dyeing my hair for maybe 10 years or so. If you're talking about dyes, for dyes, I use any dye that's affordable, easy to find at the time. Right now I have splat in my hair. A lot of people don't like splat because they say it fades fast. It doesn't work that well. That's not true. You just need to bleach your hair properly and then you use the right conditioners and you don't shampoo it as often. Do all that to your hair. Your hair's going to be dry anyway. And you don't want to overwash it with shampoo and stuff. So when you wash your hair, use just conditioner. Don't use shampoo at all. Shampooing strips the color from your hair. So you can shampoo every once in a while when your hair gets super greasy and stuff, but don't over shampoo it, okay? And then, so for dyes, I use Splat, I use Manic Panic, I use Directions, I used Special Effects, Raw, Arctic Fox, and they're all temporary dyes. It's hard to find permanent dyes, like you said, in certain colors, but I find there isn't much of a problem with temporary dyes. Eventually, yes, you do have to re-dye it, but you just have to understand that you're going to have to redo your hair. And if you like changing your hair a lot like I do, it doesn't matter, because when my hair starts to fade, I go on to the next color. So, yeah, I hope that answered your question. Very long answer, I'm sorry, but it's not an easy answer for me to give. Next question, Crash Neko Cosplay. Hi! She's my friend. I'm so happy. What was the first ever computer game you played? And, that you loved. Okay, so the thing is, the first computer game I played was long time ago. I think this is the first computer game or game I ever played on a computer, Oregon Trail. Do you guys remember that? That game you can never fucking win because every time you go out in your little, wagon with your oxes and your people, like you just step out there for 5 seconds and everybody fucking gets smallpox and dies or your cattle die or you get stranded or you get mugged or some shit. What was your first day in Hawaii like? My first day in Hawaii was actually super stressful. I went to Hawaii originally for college, and I had to buy my plane ticket and everything myself. I barely had any money. Basically, I had to buy the ticket, I had to fly there the day before orientation. So when I got there, I had, no time to figure out where the fuck I was. I've never been to Hawaii before. I just kind of, took my shit and left. I went to this place I had never been before. No experience whatsoever. I had to find the place I was gonna live, and that was actually quite far from my school, and so I would have to take the bus to get to my school, and it was the first time I had ever taken a bus, because where I live here, there is no public transport. Everybody uses cars. So when I first tried to go on the bus, I actually went on the wrong way, and I got yelled at by the bus driver, and that was super stressful, and I had to go all the way to my school, find out where the fuck that was, and I had to get registered. I didn't even have a bed. First night, I remember I took my clothes out of my suitcase, and I curled up in them, and I went to sleep like a cat. I didn't have the money at the time, and I couldn't travel far enough to get myself, like, even pillows to sleep on or something. And I think it was like a week before I got a bed. Then the next day, like, I'm all jet lagged and fucked up because it's like 11-hour flight. I have to go to this like school orientation, and then my school starts, and it's just like I got thrown into it, like no preparation for me getting acclimated whatsoever. Eventually, I would say it's the best thing that I needed because it kind of like threw me into the situation. I adapted fast and I ended up loving it. My friend Maurits Wallenstein, how did the "don't step on the grass" sign end up in the middle of the grass? That is a very good question. And I think a pelican dropped it. I think he picked up the sign and he dropped it there, and that's how it got there. Sikthi, I think your name is. What is your favorite J-Rock song at the moment right now? Favorite song used to be Akai Kyozo from Diora. But then I heard this new song they had, and I was like, oh my god, this sounds amazing. And it's called Criminal Beast, and I like that song a lot. It sounds beautiful. The other song I like is called Mass Murder by Diora. And then I also like Strike in Fact by Nocturnal Bloodlust. And yeah, there's a bunch of other songs I like, but those are my main like standout favorites. Black Dahlia says, and this is the last question, guys. Black Dahlia asks me, do you like Hollywood Undead? And I know you like them. I know. But I used to listen to them a little bit in the past. A little bit. I barely remember them. And so I can say, I'm kind of like neutral, basically. I'm neutral. I don't feel anything about it. But yeah, thank you for everyone who gave me their questions. I'm sorry this took a year and a day for me to fucking respond to it. But I finally made the video, and I'm gonna post this as soon as possible now. So thank you all for watching. Please check out my Patreon page. Please comment below. Please follow this channel if you like it. Please subscribe. And yeah, thank you, Minty Foxu. Bye-bye.